What now?
Hey, who's there? Guests? Here? That's Forgive me, kind sirs. Guests to the banquet are not... It would be an honor to escort your lordships back to the feasting hall. If you have any special wishes with regard to food or drink, I will ensure that they... As you wish, kind sirs. Wait a moment! Ardo of Boarstock? Why, it's you! From head to toe! But you aren't on the Baron's guest list.
By bad you are spear. Bruin? Bruin Wendell. I don't believe it. It's been such a long time. You were a loyal servant, and I have missed you dearly. I see you have come up in the world since then.
Well, you might say that. The castle is beautiful, the banquets are rousing, and my master isn't exactly tight-fisted. But nothing can compare to the time I spent in your service. Well, aside from that incident with the ghost.
Yes, we've had our fair share of ghost tales at Oxblood. Unfortunately, we don't have time to trade stories about the past, old boy. What I am about to tell you is for your ears only. Do you understand?
Your lordship, I swear by my life, and all that I hold dear, I will not speak a word of what you are about to tell me. Now, say what you have to say.
Good, I'll be brief. Baron Dagen has assembled a secret army in the gorge behind the castle. He plans to overthrow Count Groen in Furdock with their aid.
He plans to do what? That's terrible! Oh my, I feel dizzy. My master has betrayed the Count and the Empire. If I hadn't heard it from your mouth, then...
Then we would never have heard about it either. What you told Groen is most interesting. Unfortunately, you just signed his death sentence.
And once we've taken care of him, we'll escort you to the Baron. He doesn't particularly care for spies, and the fact that you are responsible for the death of a servant will not endear you any...
I am Palatine Ardo of Boarstock, and I insist that you grant us an audience with the Baron and guarantee the safety of this servant. Immediately.
We take orders from one man and one man only. Our orders are to eliminate any confidants and deliver all spies to his lordship. Then you leave us no other choice.
You want... what?
Yield!
Yes? Meet my axe!
At your orders. Hua! Yes? For the Emperor! I pledge obedience!
Garoshem! Attack!
Forgive me. That was a bit too much for me. Thank you for saving me. They actually wanted to kill us in the name of the Baron. I'm flattered by your concern, young lady. I'll manage. The only thing that's really hurt is my pride. Are you a friend of Master Ardo of Bo... Yes, she's here. The Baron is holding this little gathering in her honor. It will be the first time that he has appeared with her in public. The man is practically obsessed with her.
Bruin, can you tell us where she is? We have to speak with her. This is a matter of the utmost importance.
I'm sorry, but I don't have the slightest idea where her chambers are located. All I know is that she will be at the Baron's side at the banquet today.
I have an idea. Bruin, take us to this banquet. but let's avoid any further trouble with guests, guards, or other servants. But first we have to get rid of these tabards. I'm sick of wearing them and I despise what they represent. We certainly don't need them for what I have in mind. Bruin, I trust you'll
I'm sure I can manage that, your lordship. I'll soon find a safe place to stash them. And I'll find somewhere to put those guards as well.
Good, after you. But please, stop calling me your lordship. You know how I hate the...
Aye!
Is this fellow on the guest list as well?
Not exactly. That was the Honorable Regismund of Coldstone. He's been residing here at the castle as the Baron's guest for some time now. Along with his entourage, of course. He usually avoids festivities such as this.
I've thought a lot about Coldstone since he took my friend Yakin's life. He seems to have nothing but scorn for us. If honor ever mattered to him, he has long since placed his priorities elsewhere.
Not to mention his attempt to have me assassinated. I have no doubt that Coldstone was behind it. And soon I will stand face to face with my foe, and when that time comes, I will test his honor.
Do you mean to say that Master Coldstone is a party to this conspiracy? This whole story just gets worse and worse. What have I got myself into?
Don't lose heart now. Everything will turn out fine in the end. I would prefer to be introduced as Ardo of Bostock and entourage, rather than be recognized by someone at the banquet. Just this once, could you introduce me as his lordship and... All right, Bruin?
Oh, yes. As you wish. I will go on ahead and take up my position as herald. The feasting hall is just off to the left. May Praeos bless you and your companions with the courage of the righteous.
Just a moment. Do you know who else is on the guest list?
Not all of them, unfortunately. But I did recognize two of the guests who arrived earlier. Lady Mina of the Mountain and Archmage Recorium Montagonus. I will see you in the feasting hall.
Let's give good old Bruin a moment. This might be our best opportunity to get close to Mora. As long as we are mingling with the other guests, these scoundrels can't touch us. Yes and no. If we can stir up the guests somehow, Baron Dagen will have to show himself in order to lighten their mood. And I think I have an idea how to do it. The lady that Bruin mentioned before, Mina of the Mountain. She is a terrible gossip. She hardly ever misses a party, I'm sure she can provide us with all the ammunition we need to stir things up here. As my liegeman, you will have to behave, of course. I doubt that the assembled nobility have any idea what is actually going on here, and we want things to stay that way. And remember, absolutely no fighting. I hope so. Come on, let's try our luck, shall we?
Ready. At your service.
Yes?
I presume that no introductions are necessary, Your Lordship?
No, my dear Lady of the Mountain. Mina, I believe?
So you do remember. We've met before. At a banquet in the Northern Marches, where, I might add, both the host and his guests arrived punctually. No doubt that adorable rascal with the short legs was the cause of your delay. What is he?
What?
Not so loud. We want to keep this...
Oh, Ardo. You don't mind if I call you Ardo, do you? You're so cute. But if I could just give you one little tip, he would look so much funnier without a beard.
I'm not so sure about that. But please, let me introduce my companion to you.
Please, feel free. All right then, just this once. Who would you like to know about? Countess Nalgora del Incendio. This is the first time that I've met her. Cleavage aside, I haven't seen much of her at all, to be honest, but I find her attire most distasteful. She claims her gown was handmade for her by the master tailor Marcusi himself. The poor man must have lost all control of his scissors. A woman of her standing, presenting herself like that, is just not right. And her hair. My ancestress, Leonore, would turn over in her grave if she could see this. Isn't that right, Ardo?
If you say so, Lady of the Mountain.
All right then, just this once.
It is a great honor to meet you, Palatina Borstok. When the Baron sent me his invitation, he never mentioned that such illustrious guests would be attending.
But that's most friendly of you.
Oh, excuse me. How impolite. I am Countess Nalgora del Incendio. I am visiting the Kingdom of Kosh on a personal matter. I couldn't help noticing that you arrived rather late, But then, our host does not set a particularly good example.
Trust me, dear Countess. No one is more saddened by...
Of course. Why not? Uh-huh, she does she? What exactly did she say? That's most interesting. Thank you. I suppose it's time for Mina and I to have a little chat.
But tell me, what do you think of my gown?
My fiery temperament. If only you knew how right you are. When I speak with her, our friend Mina of the Mountain will be surprised. Of course. Why not? The Baron hobnobs with many of the most important figures in the Empire. Of course. Why not? It's like all the other banks.
I would...
Naturally. Why else would a man of your stature be here? That's a good question. Of course. Why not? What do you mean? Do you think that the Baron's court magician is... Or are you referring to the fact that you arrived late at the bank?
Countess, please.
Certainly not, my dear Palatine. What could an honest man like the Baron possibly have to fear from... Of course. Why not? I'm afraid not. All those dullards and that confused old... I don't mean you.
Well, then you'll be glad to know that I share your curiosity. I'm positively burning to meet this girl, Mora.
Of course. Why not? Thank you again for warning me about the Lady of the Mountain. Hopefully the Baron will appear soon and lend a little...
Meeting you...
Master,
But that's what I said, Nortal. Now stop interrupting. Can't you see I'm talking with the Honorable Pantomime?
Palatine, not pantomime, Master.
What can I do for you? Oh, would you like to know something about... Yes, of course. What about Nortal? Yes, according to the manuscript, the goblet... That's outrageous. What about me? Certainly. Yes, of course. What about not... Oh, that's a good question. Oh dear, I'm... Yes, of course. What... Baron?
But this is he.
You mean... this isn't the fair... Yeah.
Sheikh Sarid El Farouk bin Har at your...
Greetings, Sheik. What brings you here in these troubled times? I hear that the mercenaries of Al-Anfas storm across your lands as we speak.
My friend and ruler, the Bey of Ferchava, has requested that I travel to these foreign lands and seek out a new bride for him. He wishes to make a special addition to his harem. I hope that I will not embarrass your female companion when I say that I believe I have found just the right woman to satisfy his desires. Countess Malgora Delins.
I would not want to interfere in your master's affairs, my most honorable Sheik. I would like to introduce you to someone.
I would be delighted to, my dear lady. I don't know any of them, only Countess Delins. The sight of this magnificent woman fills my heart with joy. Like I said, she is everything that the Bey desires for his harem. But she exudes such a menacing aura that I wonder... I would be delighted to, my dear lady. Well, I think you know the Baron better than I do. I would be delighted to, my dear lady. To be honest, it's all a bit tame. The wild banquet... Truly,
But of course, ask away. Pardon me for speaking so frankly, but I couldn't care less what she thinks. That's outrageous. I really don't understand why this despicable But of course, ask away. And as you can tell by the... But of course, ask away. And why not?
Indeed.
What? But of course, ask away. Oh, well, a little adventure. I accompanied a lady out onto the balcony earlier. We think we heard someone crying out from the guards told us that they were the cries of harpies, those horrid chimeras. The entrance to the balcony is over there at the end of the hall, but the doors are locked now. Apparently the Baron... Really? You have...
Greetings. I hope that you accept my apology.
Nor did I wish to embarrass you.
I am pleasantly surprised by your attitude, if I must. Yes, I could choke on a troll cherry and suffocate. That's true, unfortunately. People always miss. Perhaps I can change the honorable, if I must. The you are not at all sure what to, if I must. But wait. If I must. Everything seems... This is the most... But knowing my luck is, if I must. I have enough to...
It is a great honor to welcome so many guests to my halls on this day. Yes, and I'm sure you will excuse my late arrival. My most recent conquest demanded my immediate attention. She is, without a doubt, the most beautiful creature in all the world. May I present to you my very own, truly unique Mora.
At last, I can finally catch a glimpse of the person who is responsible for this whole...
More guests.
Ardo of Boarstock. How interesting to me.
Really? But then, who hasn't heard of me? What was your name again? Boarstock?
That's right. I'm sure you know my name in connection with Rudo's...
Oh, you are the guardian of the Imperial insignia. A position of great responsibility, I'm sure. I take it your family enjoys the favor of His Magnificence the Emperor.
Indeed we do. The twin virtues of loyalty and honor are held in high esteem by my family. I take my responsibility very seriously.
Of course, of course. You must tell me more about this. I'm sure the ladies will understand if we retire to discuss this in private.
That's most agreeable. We should speak openly and frankly with one another. I have a number of questions. Okay.
So, nobody will disturb us here, my dear Palatine.
Very good, Dagon of Nadoret. I charge you with committing treason against your rightful lord, collaborating with criminal elements, and conspiracy of theft.
But I am merely fulfilling my destiny. I must have the title. It is my birthright. I'm sure you understand. After all, you too belong to one of the ancient noble houses. It is the result that matters, and I'm sure that you, of all people, will understand that. You didn't really think that you could put an end to my plans here in my magnificent castle, did you?
Don't be too sure of yourself, Dagon. Entire civilizations have been brought down by pride.
You appear to have underestimated me. Or did you truly think that your accusations would be more persuasive than a cow?
There are other things I could impress you with if I wanted. Aren't you at all surprised that we made it this far, Dagon?
I must say, you are rather stubborn, aren't you? But I'm sure you wouldn't want to shed any blood so close to my guests, most honorable Palatine.
No. I won't risk besmirching my good name for the sake of someone like you.
Yes, I thought as much. Well then, guards! Disarm these gentlemen! Escort them to my dungeon and make them comfortable in one of the more spacious cells. Understood?
Don't resist. This is no place for a battle. Dagon, remember my words. Your greed will be your downfall.
Yes, of course. I have an appointment with the Master. It would be impolite of me to keep him waiting, after all he has done for me. So, if you'll excuse me.
Greetings, gentlemen. As I am sure you are aware, we have a very strict dress code down here. The better your behavior, the fresher your meals will be. Yelling, screaming, and other disturbances will be punished with starvation, which is a good way to solve that problem. And since I'm a generous man and I like to give our newcomers a warm welcome, here. Don't eat it all at once. Oh, and don't even think of escaping. You'll never dig your way out of this castle with your bare hands. No matter how desperate you might be, these walls are stronger.
What a character. The jailer's welcome surprise is rotten fish. The Baron thinks he's incapacitated us. This gives us the chance to keep searching for the crown. Those bars won't keep us here for long, my friends. I'm not as young as I once was. All this excitement could cause my heart to fail. Your cries for help would certainly lure the jailer into the cell. Let's look and see if there's any way to improvise weapons of some kind. Tell me when you're ready,